Hey Rob, how are you today?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good, good. Crazy week for the Giants, and I know you've been
Quite
on Twitter. Your Twitter handle is at everything NYG, correct?
correct. That's me.
And you didn't seem like you were too happy most of the week with some of the moves they've been making.
No,
Uh,
not in the slightest. I think you saw a lot of those videos. Yeah, I'm not happy.
yeah, you were doing the
Not happy.
videos on Twitter,
Right.
and I don't want to repeat them on this particular program because some of the things you said. People say in anger, and I guess our listeners can use their imagination. But
People know me, man. People know me for me. That's the account.
I waited a little while to get you on the show. Waited for you to calm down a little bit. Waited for the dust to settle after they traded Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
that was on the
yeah.
heels of not applying the franchise tag to Landon Collins, and even trying to re-sign him. They didn't even try.
No, they didn't even attempt it, and they
No.
didn't even attempt to make a move to free up space. So here we are.
So we knew that they didn't want anything to do with either one of these guys.
Nope, nope, and I don't know why. So here we
Uh,
are.
yeah, I do. It's a new regime. When Dave Gettleman took over, and I told this to some other people, and Jay Glazer actually confirmed my theory. It was a theory, because I've known this team and these guys for a long time and how they operate. That when Gettleman came in, he saw certain players that he knew right away he didn't want to go forward with. But the ownership, um, they love these guys. And I'm not quite sure why, because some of these guys, like especially Beckham, didn't really do anything to follow suit, follow
Right,
the rules. So
right,
that's kind of
right.
where it was. And I think that, on the show that I did with Craig before from NY Giants Rush, we discussed why Beckham was let go or traded and why Collins was let go. Because they
Right.
were Jerry Reese guys, and they are just kind of de-Reesifying their entire roster.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
what's
You know what I
happened.
mean?
That's what's happening.
It's a piece of it. You know what I mean? There's pieces I've loved and there's pieces I hate. And I have not a fan of Jerry Reese, never was, but one thing I always knew with Gettleman is that he can draft really well, and his free agency is garbage. And
Yeah,
man, next year we're gonna have over $100 million in cap space, and most people would be really excited about that, and I am. But I'm gonna watch that money go towards former Panthers and Cardinals. I'm
yeah.
going to watch 50, 60 million of it spent on 37-year-olds. So I'm not too excited. I'm not too happy.
Well, you do
I'm a little
that
bit
when you're
nervous.
one or two players away from a Super Bowl. You don't do that when
Right,
you're in last place.
right, right,
And that's what
right.
mystified me with Golden Tate and Antoine Bethea. And why are you signing these guys? These guys are not going to be here for the long term. Even though Tate is a 4-year deal, he's not going to see 4 years here.
No, yeah, I think he'll get two, maybe three. It depends on how we're doing. You know what I mean? If he gets 2 years deep in his contract and on the third year, things are working out, and he's a big piece of our offense, it wouldn't surprise me if he does get four years. You know what I mean? But if it's still a mess 2 years deep and it's just hurting our contract
Yeah,
or
they're
cap
just
space
gonna,
even
they're
more,
just
then
going to cut him for the cap space.
yeah, exactly. So it'll all depend on the team. I don't think it really even depends. And this sounds dumb, but I think you know what I mean. 100% on his performance. It's more on the team. You know what I mean? He's a placeholder. So we'll see what the hell the team does. You know what I mean?
So we talked a little bit before, we went on the air, and you had to give me kudos for actually calling the Beckham trade
Yeah.
because, well,
Yeah.
I once Jay Glazer started to insist that this was a real thing, because he has a lot to lose, and he's the kind of guy who doesn't really like to deal in gossip.
Right.
I've met him a few times. He's kind of a straight shooter.
Right.
He usually when he tells you something, it's somebody's already given the blessing for him to go ahead and do so. Because he
Yeah.
doesn't like
Yeah. I
to
mean,
ruffle
yeah.
feathers. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah. He called it. He called it a long time ago.
So I
And then
think
he backed it up.
I think the Giants kind of told him, or allowed him to do it, and Beckham was pretty much for it too. Even though he says in the end he didn't want to leave, he probably can't believe it happened. Nobody can believe it happened. I think the only holdup was how much they could get for him. I think a lot of the
That's
offers were
yeah.
low, and they just waited for the right one.
Yeah, and I think I don't know how you feel about the compensation on this one. My only problem, and here's my thing, and I'll tell you straightforward. I really, really like Jabril Peppers. I think if anything,
Mm.
he's a very similar play style to Landon Collins, but he can cover damn good. He was rated 29th in coverage, and Landon Collins was like 64th. It's something insane. I don't even know as far as all safeties go for PFF.
It's a different type of
And
player, yeah.
he's a completely different type of player. He'll also return kicks, I'm guessing, because Odell did. He'll probably step in and do that. My problem with this trade was if you don't let Landon Collins go, you're not going to make this trade because the value of Jabril Peppers obviously is not as high for your team. So to me, them throwing in Jabril Peppers, they hit us where it hurt because they knew Jabril Peppers, we value him very, very highly right now. You have to look at it like when a team loses something and they need a placeholder, obviously the player is going to be worth a lot more, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, getting a first and the end of a third round pick was garbage. That was the first round pick is 17, which is midway. It's not bad.
Right.
But I remember not long ago, the Giants were telling everyone we needed at least 2 firsts, and they were not trading him if not. And I was starting to think, okay, maybe not 2 firsts, maybe a first, a second, and a player, right? And then I looked at the trade and I said, I saw Jabril Peppers and I like that. But like I just said, I know why they valued him so highly, and I really like him. I can't wait to watch him play. I love Jabril Peppers. I loved him in college,
Yeah,
and they did
he
too.
was good at Michigan.
He was great. He's an excellent
Great is
player.
the word, yeah.
Yeah, excellent player.
Yeah.
And so when you look at it, obviously I think they valued Jabril Peppers as like maybe a second round pick. You know what I mean? Maybe a third. So instead of going a first, and like something, they valued him as maybe like a second round pick, right? So they think in their eyes, they got, instead of a pick, they got a player that's worth maybe a 2. And that's kind of how I looked at it. But that's kind of, I don't know, man. It just bothers me because that 17th overall is not bad. It's not the old Browns. It's not the top 5. The 17 is not bad. I'll take it. The 95 overall is garbage. That's the end of the third round. That's a trash. That was garbage. That's not a third round pick. That's a 4th. Like, that was trash. That was a joke. And then Jabril Peppers, like I said, I love him, but he's not worth, in my opinion, he's only worth that because of the situation that we put ourselves in.
Well, he
So
was a
we
first
kinda,
round pick himself. I mean, let's not
yeah,
sell
right,
him short.
right. And that's what I'm saying, is he was valued to that pick because of, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's kind of confusing what I'm trying to say here, but I think we got hit where it hurts and we lost a lot of value because of a situation we put ourselves in, and that kind of sucks.
And I think
But
that they were just hell bent on trading him, and this was the best deal they could get. And what really hurt the deal was Antonio Brown going for a third and a fifth.
right,
So
yeah,
that
no,
kind of
that killed
devalued
it.
Beckham's worth in the market too.
And that's another instance of the Giants just showing incompetence. If we could have traded Landon Collins when we had thirds, we would have had an extra third, and that third wouldn't have been worth as much to us. So in my opinion, a lot of this trade has to do with things that we shot ourselves in the foot with. Jabril Peppers, we needed him really bad because we let go of Landon Collins. You know what I mean? That third
Right.
round pick, we really needed because we didn't have another one. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's kind of like, all right. And then the Golden Tate signing. And I know you disagree with this one. I really like that signing. I love Golden Tate.
No,
The
I think
age,
he's a good player, but I don't
right,
understand where the direction is going. If you're going to
right.
give up on Odell Beckham and Landon Collins, why are you bringing in a 31-year-old receiver?
Right. Yeah. The way I look at it is, and this is what I posted, for people that listen, that follow me, that don't, that watch the videos, that don't, whatever it may be. I posted a tweet on this the other day. And I said, I don't understand the plan, but once this signing happened, I at least started to make a little bit more sense. Now, it still doesn't look like a rebuild to me. As you said, he's 30 years old. He'll be 31
And
at the end of
Bethea
his
is
contract.
34.
He's 34. But the way I look at it is, and it's his benefit of the doubt, Bethea, I wasn't that mad at. I haven't seen the contract yet, and I'm terrified.
Nobody
But
has.
he's coming off of his best tackling season. He wasn't bad last year. He's a good leader. I get all that. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with him. Golden Tate, was he paid a lot? Yes, he was, but $9 million a year wasn't terrible. And what I see them doing here is to replace Odell's contract. They brought in a placeholder. He was the best available. They brought him in to kind of show they have something going on here. And what I mean by that is, I tweeted this: we lose Landon Collins, we get Jabril Peppers, right? We don't have a lot of picks. We get a lot of them over the span of the year. We lose Odell, we get Golden Tate. So it's like, okay, there's something going on. But then you see the big void. Why is Eli Manning still here? And that's what I think a
Well,
lot of people are mad about, man.
as we're talking right now, he's still here at that price.
Right,
So
right.
until Sunday comes, the 17th, if he's still here at that price, then I'll have an issue.
Yeah, because here's the thing. They made this quote the other day, or somebody did, and came from the Giants, and I tweeted it. I always do. I report what I see as you do. And they said it made no logical sense. They said they won't restructure his contract because they aren't going to have him back after next year. And I get that, but that doesn't make any sense at all. You can't ask him to take a pay cut or restructure just because you're not going to have him next year. What? Drew Brees did it. Matt Ryan did it.
Yeah, but they're not. Were they in the last year of their contract when they?
No, and I get that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But still, at the end of the day, the wording to that just made no sense to me. I didn't get that. I was like, okay, you're not going to restructure him because he's not coming back next year. Okay.
They don't want to restructure him if they want to transfer cash into a bonus, like his salary into a bonus. I believe they have to defer it to next year.
Do they really?
They have to give him an extra year, and they don't want to do that.
If they want to turn it into, okay, that makes sense. Then.
Now, they don't want to go through the indignity of cutting him and signing him back at a lesser salary. That's the other option.
That's what I would do.
And the third option is just cutting him.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard from a few people that there was, and I don't know what you've heard on this, that there was a big part 2 coming. A lot of people were asking me this. They were like, a lot of people believe there is a strong chance that he gets cut before Sunday, before he gets his $5 million bonus.
Right.
A lot of people thought that there was a big part 2 to this. I don't know what you've heard. I'd love to hear if you've heard anything. I personally, from the people that I talked to, I haven't heard anything about this big part 2 thing. I don't know what people are talking about here.
No, the part 2 thing, I believe, is a trade with the Cardinals.
For Rosen?
Or the first pick.
You think they're going to try to get the first pick?
I think they'll trade their 2 first-rounders and like Sterling Shepard for their first pick.
That would absolutely disgust me.
And
I would want to die.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. Like I told Craig on the show earlier. Shepard is in the last year of his deal, of his rookie deal.
I know.
And he's going to want, well, he's not going to want, he's going to warrant $9-10 million in the open market.
Yeah, and he'll get it.
But he's not going to get it from Dave Gettleman.
No.
So why keep him this year? Let him walk if you can trade him for something.
Yeah, now, and that. Go ahead.
You could trade him straight up for Rosen.
And that's the whole big thing here is I think where me and you are definitely agreeing on the whole not understanding the rebuild. Because if you take that route, then fans start to understand, okay, he's in his last year of his deal. You're trading and getting value for him now before he hits open market.
But every good team, every good organization does this. I mean, if you realize, look at the Patriots. I mean, if a guy's in the last year of his deal, but like they just let a couple of guys just walk, the Patriots, rather than try to sign them.
Or try to trade them.
Or try to trade them. I mean, sometimes you could trade them, like Jamie Collins they were able to do, Richard Seymour, Chandler Jones, they were able to do that. But the 2 guys that just walked, they couldn't, they didn't have any leverage there. They had to keep them.
Yeah, right.
Because they also wanted to win, and they were very important players. So,
right. They find a way. They find a freaking way.
So with the Giants, I think they're looking at Shepard saying, okay, we just signed Tate. We have Ingram. We probably want to keep him for the long term. Who knows?
I don't know what they're going to do with Ingram.
But are we going to? Is Shepard worth $10 million a year? And they may want to deal him.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I love Sterling Shepard. I would, but I wouldn't pay him $10 million a year. I think for what he does, I think you can find another person. But I love Sterling Shepard. You know what I mean? If we're swimming in cap next year, if we have 101 million as we're projected to have, 105, whatever they said, I would pay him that. You know what I mean? It depends on the money. It depends on the priority. When you have 25 million, and now I don't know if you've seen the update, but nobody's seen the contract figures for Golden Bethea and
those aren't included in that 25 million. The 20.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
the
what I'm saying.
25
They're not
million was
included.
there before they signed those
Yeah,
guys.
that's what I'm saying. So now it's probably at what, like 16?
It's
Probably.
probably about maybe less.
Maybe less, probably 15,
Yeah,
16. So,
yeah. So
you
here's
know,
where part two comes in because that's not enough money to proceed with.
no, because you need more money for the draft. You know what I mean?
You
You need
need
so if but here's my
exactly.
issue too. This is what I don't get. This would piss me off at this point because say we do cut Eli Manning, right? Great. I mean, we're all gonna love it. You know what I mean? Well, some people won't.
I think it's a hard thing to do. He's got to
But
give himself up here.
but here's the thing for what I'm getting at here is say we do cut him. My only problem here, and it's pretty justifiable. I mean, you might have your own points here. I think they should have done it earlier because you should have done it when everybody was there. Now it's like so many guys that you could have grabbed with that extra 23 million are gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so that would be the biggest Giants move. Wait too long and screw yourself. Look at Landon Collins. Wait too long, you screw yourself. Odell Beckham. Wait too long, you screw yourself. And now Eli Manning. If they cut him before Sunday, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna be happy. And it's a lot of carryover for next year. But we could have signed a big freaking ticket guy. You know what I mean? We could have
Yeah.
grabbed Juwan James, Darrell Williams, and now we can't. And we could have. So that would piss me off. You know that, but I'd be happy he's gone, but it would bother me. You know what I mean? I think that I'm with you though. I think they want Rosen. I think that they're working on a deal, and I think if they get Rosen, then they might cut him or Eli might retire. I don't really know. But if they don't get Rosen before Sunday, then Eli's going to ride. You know what I mean? They're going to start
Right.
him.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Gettleman said I have to have a hard conversation with Eli Manning. He said this, I think, at the combine.
Yeah, and he did already. They already sat down and talked about it.
And we don't know what the result of that was. Unless we do know what the result is nothing. They're going to do nothing.
Right, exactly. So they already had the talk. It was either are we cutting you, are you retiring, or what are we doing here? And I guess they came to the conclusion, and he did it again. No, I want to be back. I want to play. I want to do this, and I don't want to play anywhere else. And they're like, okay.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
there comes a time when it's going to end. We know it's going to end. So
Thankfully.
just end it now.
No, it should be ended. It should, yeah. You know what I mean? And you'd think.
I wouldn't mind having him back, but not at that price.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I liked your idea earlier. I never even thought about that, to cut him and bring him back at a lower salary.
Because he's not going to sign with anybody else.
Exactly. Why not? You know what I mean? Bring him back on like I don't know. What do you think? What do you think would be fair?
I wrote an article in USA Today this week. If he is allowed to collect his bonus and his 2019 money, his contract, he will be the richest player in the history of the NFL.
Oh yeah, and that's disgusting.
And well, it's not disgusting. I mean, the guy plays every game. I mean, and he never got cut. I mean, look at Jared Allen. I think he had 2 6-year contracts and a 3-year contract or something. He never missed a game, so he collected every dime. He wasn't the greatest player in the NFL, but he was there. He showed up for work every day. So, how do you get fired from a job? You don't come to work, right?
Yeah,
that's how you get fired. So Eli comes to work every day.
He sure does,
and he produces for the most part. So that's why he's still there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Sorry about the background noise, but he he does. You know what I mean. Eli is a very consistent guy. He will show up. You know what I mean, and we know that he's going to show up every single year. Every time he has a contract, if he's still under contract, he's going to come in. You know what I mean. We know this.
Yeah.
He wants to be here. And, of course, that's an attractive thing for a player. You know what I mean? You want them to want to be there. You know what I mean? You want that. Just like that's why a lot of people like Dwayne Haskins. You know what I mean? And it's so funny, man. I don't know if you've kept up with it. But on his I'm sorry again for all the background noise. But for his Twitter, he's been literally religiously following the Giants stuff going on. Like, right. I feel like there's something cooking there, man, because this dude is literally like following the Giants only. He followed the Giants on Twitter and stuff, and that's the only team he follows from what I've seen. And he engages on all the tweets involving the Giants. It's hilarious. Like Odell trade, he commented on. And then any of our moves, he comments on, he likes. Any fans that tweet him, come to the Giants, whatever, Giants, he likes. Yeah. Nothing else. Other team.
He knows that the Giants are probably the highest pick in the draft that are going to take him. The team that's drafting the highest that's going to take him.
Yeah, and I was worried about the Jaguars, but obviously not anymore.
Not anymore.
You know what I mean? And we said that.
Miami might, but they don't really like him. They like Murray, and they're not going to get Murray.
I don't know if it was you or Craig. I don't remember which one of you guys were like, "No, he's not going to Jacksonville." I was like, he's signing there. I'm telling you. And
Oh,
there he is.
Foles? Yeah, we didn't think he would go, but
Yeah, I
apparently
figured he
did.
would. I was very confident he was going to Jacksonville. I saw it.
I
There he
guess he
is.
listened to his agent because he was making all kinds of noise about retiring.
I know, and now he gets 22 million a year and gets his old number back and goes
Yeah,
back to Jacksonville. He's happy.
he's fine, and that's going to be a good signing for them, and whatever.
I'm happy for the guy.
But Haskins, if the somebody really gave it to me for saying this, if the Giants don't take him at 6, where does he go?
He's gonna fall. It's gonna be an Aaron Rodgers.
He's going to fall maybe out of the first round.
Yeah, it's gonna be an Aaron Rodgers.
And the Giants have the 37th pick. If he's there at 37, they got to take him.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing I'm looking at too. Is they're gonna evaluate this in that perspective, as you just said. It's like you don't take him at 6. Do you run the risk of him not being there at 17? And if he's there at 17, do you pass on him again? You know what I mean? Because I think that's when people would freak out. You know what I mean? If we don't take him at 6.
Yeah, at 17, I forgot about that. You're right. That
Yeah,
was before they got
everyone's
17. Now they have 6 and 17.
Yeah. So everyone's gonna bug out. You know what I mean? Everyone's gonna go insane if they don't take him at 6 and he's there. Which I'm thinking he's gonna be there now. There's no team that concerns me anymore. The Broncos, Joe Flacco. Jaguars, Nick Foles. The Buccaneers, they're not gonna take him.
No.
So it's gonna go all defense, Kyler Murray, and then all defense. Nick Bosa, Quinn Williams, all those guys, Josh Allen.
Yeah,
and then
maybe
Devin White.
We know the usual suspects.
Yeah, and then Devin White, right?
And then maybe a DK Metcalf or somebody sneaks in there, or
I love him.
A Jonah Williams.
I love that guy. If we passed on if we got Haskins at 6, I want to go offense defense, obviously, or defense offense. You know what I mean? But if we take Haskins and DK's there at 17, I'd want him. I want him.
I think that solves a lot of problems. That answers a lot of questions.
Yeah, I want him. You know what I mean? We pass up on a lot of defense, but this draft is so deep at defense, and we can fix a lot of the holes still in free agency.
And we can find a number of wide receivers too.
Yeah, if we can find a way to get DK Metcalf and Dwayne Haskins, or Kyler Murray and DK, man,
they're gonna
be nasty.
Craig and I did a simulator before. I think this fanspeak.com has a draft
I do them
simulator.
every year. People love them when I drop so many of those a year.
So I've been doing them, and no matter how you slice it, with 6, 17, 37, their third-round pick, and their 2 fourths, they end up with a monster draft no matter how you press, no matter what buttons you press.
Yeah,
they're coming out with 6 good players there.
I watched yours. I watched your. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say watch. I saw yours, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, if only this was real. You know what I mean? Because
but it is real.
I know, but I forget who you picked. You picked Dwayne Haskins, right, at 6? Right?
Yeah, I tried picking different guys first to see what would happen down the, to change the
so I think you
algorithm.
got Haskins, and then at 17, I don't know who you got. Something crazy. I think Devin White.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah, see, I was like, no way he's there at 17. Come on now.
No. Of course
I was
not.
like,
we know
come
that.
on now.
It all depends on whose board you're using and how they rate the players.
Yeah, exactly. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, no, but I wish.
I think
much noise. I'm sorry. Background. Go ahead.
What, you're being chased by the cops?
And that's somebody's car alarm's going
over
here in the background.
That's
I'm trying to move away from it here.
Yeah, I don't want to be in a high-speed chase while we're doing our show.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, that'd make for a good show. It's audience right there.
So, Collins...
that was frustrating. I don't know what just happened there.
I don't know. We had a little disruption. That's okay. We're back on the air.
There we go.
Let's just talk about Collins signing with Washington. Ridiculous contract, I think. He probably... They did it without giving him a physical, I imagine, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything about a physical. Yeah.
And it was $84 million for 6 years.
That was insane. Absolutely insane.
Then they just signed Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie today.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't give him a physical either.
So I don't know what they're doing in Washington, but keep up the good work down there. They keep trying to stick it to the Giants that they're making good moves, and I don't think either one of those is a good move.
No, Collins that was ridiculous. I had no words for that. I mean,
He's
I love Landon Collins, but it
unless they're
made
going
me
to play
love
him
the
at
Jabril
linebacker.
Peppers
You
more.
want to play linebacker? That's good.
Yeah,
Because
it made me love the Jabril Peppers ad so much more.
yeah,
I was like, this guy, he was complaining about. I saw him the other day, man. It ticked me off. He was talking to the media, and he said, "I don't know why they did. I'm gonna try to make them regret not even tagging me." I was like, "Dude, you said you don't want it. You don't want to
that's
play
right.
under it. You know what I
That's
mean?" I
right.
was like, "Don't be ignorant." You know what I mean? He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to make the Giants regret not tagging me." I'm like, "Well, you made us not want to tag you. So I don't know what your point is here." You know what I mean? That was frustrating. I saw that. That ticked me off. I was like, "Really? You're gonna do that now? Really?" You know what I mean? I was like, "That's who you are? Come on now." So that frustrated me a little bit. But no, they
Oh yeah.
14 million a year is absolutely insane. I'm so thankful we didn't pay that.
No, and
You know what I mean?
we couldn't pay it when you think
I have
about it.
no words for that. That is just insane.
Yeah,
Like,
free agency. The problem is there's too much money. The salary cap's too high, in my opinion.
yeah, no, it is. I mean, it's getting higher and higher. You know what I mean? And it's going to keep getting higher and higher.
It keeps
Um,
going up as long as the revenues go up.
yeah, and
It's
it's going to keep
relative.
going up.
And the revenues are getting higher every year. They're adding 10 million, 12 million on to the salary cap. And there's teams like Indianapolis has $100 million, and they don't really have anybody to sign. They don't need anybody.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of good 1 year deals too. I mean, speaking of, Shaq Barrett just signed with the Bucks on a 1 year deal. A lot of
Yeah,
Giants fans wanted him.
yeah.
A lot of Giants
They want to
fans.
bring that guy. He was a backup player with Denver. They want to bring guys like that in. That's fine.
Yeah,
But
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sure they tried to make him an offer, but they don't have a lot of money left now.
Yeah, no, there was, I don't know how much they have, man. I got to get on that. I don't
Well,
know
they
where they're
haven't.
at.
If you go to Spot Track, they haven't booked those trades yet. So as soon as they book
Yeah, I don't know.
those contracts, rather the free agent signings, and that one other trade, then you'll see. You see the deductions
Yeah, I think. What do you think? I'm thinking 15.
right around there. Yeah, not enough to do business with.
No,
Not
no,
enough
heck
to
no.
take to market, as they say.
No, no, no. I mean, except for dumpster diving. You know what I mean? They can dumpster dive. They're still meeting with Mike Remmers, and
Yeah,
I feel like they're going to overpay for him tremendously. I don't.
he was terrible last year, but he was injured, so we got to give him a pass. Year before, he was okay
Yeah,
with
no, he was great
Minnesota.
in 17. You know what I mean? He was really good.
I think he had an ankle
Um,
problem last year. He played guard. He's really a tackle. So if he can come back and give the Giants a little relief at tackle, like I said, if he's an upgrade from Wheeler, that's a plus.
yeah, it just better not be a tremendous deal. I'm telling you, I could see them inking like a 3 year, like 20, and
Yeah,
I will lose my mind. Seriously, if
that's a
that's
lot of
their
money
last
for him.
move and they do that, I'm gonna freak out a little bit.
I
You
don't
know what I mean?
understand why, some of these guys, they like some of these guys, they don't like others. I could see the guys that were here. Collins too expensive. Shepard maybe too expensive. You know, Beckham they wanted to get rid. I think Gettleman wanted to get rid of him from the day he took the job. Like I told Craig,
Yeah,
remember he was
yeah,
there when Beckham freaked out. They were playing the Panthers that day. He saw that whole thing up close and personal. And when he took
yeah,
over the team, he's like, I gotta find a way to get rid of this kid. And the owners came in and said, you got to sign him. And that must have freaked him out because he was like, hey, I don't want to even have him here. Forget about signing him to a long-term deal. I'm trying to trade him. And then
heck
finally
yeah.
everybody came around and said, you know what? In order for us to move forward in more ways than one, we have to get rid of him. We have to part ways.
Yeah, I don't like it, man. That was just
Well, think
terrible.
about it. You're paying him $85 million, right? Maybe 90,
96,
or
96.
whatever it was now.
Yeah, it was
Depends.
high.
Depends. Um, the, he missed 16 of the last 32 games. Peter Schrager said exactly what I wrote the other day. He said that on the air today. He's not helping the team. He's not a cancer in the locker room, but you do have a 52-1 scenario there. And it's not his fault. He can't help it if he's a big star.
True,
That's
true.
he's just carrying everything that follows him disrupts the team. Modern day media is going to follow him in many different ways. It's going to be very disruptive to the team. If you're Pat Shermer, Dave Gettleman, it impairs you from doing your job. You need to get certain things done every day, and you've got an Odell situation. Whether it's real or imagined, it's there. And it's a
Yeah,
shame. It's a shame because I've interviewed Odell a couple of times, and I really liked him. He's a nice kid, really nice. And he's
I love the
smart,
guy, man.
and he's talented, but here's the thing. Like Francesa said on the air the other day, he's selfish. It's not his fault he's selfish. When somebody tells you you're great every minute of every day, it starts to sink in.
And he is great. You know what I mean? Odell
But
is.
that's not helping the Giants as a team. It
Yeah, well,
just
we weren't helping him. You know what I mean? And that's
right.
also a
It
problem.
wore thin for both sides. It had to go. He had to go. And then in the end, he said, "I wanted to stay." I don't think that was true.
Really?
I don't really think. Well, if the Giants would have said you kept him, he would have stayed naturally. But they
Right.
traded him, and he got over it fast. He said, "I was shocked." He was shocked. If he was so shocked, they came to him with a list of teams they wanted to trade him to, and he gave them the list. So how was he shocked? He knew they were trading him.
I think they knew. I think they knew, and he knew that it was an option. I just don't think he thought that it would actually happen. Just like the
Nobody
rest
did
of
because they
everyone.
didn't think they'd get the
You know what I
right
mean?
package.
And I don't think we did. You know what I mean? But
We got the best
oh
we
well.
could get. That was it.
You wonder. You know what I mean? You got to sit back for a second and wonder how highly did they value Jabril Peppers here? What if there was another team that offered 2 once? What if there was?
We
What
don't
if the
know that.
49ers, the 40 that's what I'm saying. You got to wonder, did they botch this? How highly did they value Jabril Peppers here? And it's a good question, right? Because I know probably at some point every team had interest. Now, who's actually making offers? But every team had interest. It's Odell Beckham. Every team wants him. I don't care who you are.
So
Can you get him? Maybe not.
you're saying that
But
Gettleman went to Cleveland because he wanted Peppers.
that's what I'm saying. I
Oh, okay.
think
No, I agree
that
with that.
yeah, I think that there could have been better offers, as far as picks and such. But I think he went with Cleveland. One, because Dorsey softened this guy up. I think somebody made a really good point the other day, and I did not think of it this way. You got to look at it like this. Everyone was saying this? They were like, "Do you think that Dorsey gave Gettleman a good deal for Vernon to kind of soften him up a little bit?" And I was like,
Well, it ended up being one transaction
"I know, but do you see what I'm
because
saying here? It's kind of like,
they took that flip flop of
uh,
picks off the table
right,
once the
right,
Beckham deal was done.
right." It's just I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like that's actually a good point. We won that trade blatantly for Vernon with Zeitler. Zeitler's the best pass blocking guard in the NFL. It's proven statistically right now. It could change, but and Vernon is Vernon, and his cap hit is insane.
It probably will change. In the
It's
Giants thing.
yeah, yeah, and his cap hit is insane, right? And Vernon is not that good. It's just really not. And he's being paid top tier money. Do you think maybe that Dorsey had a little bit of a plan here? Because I think Dorsey's the best GM in the NFL already.
I
I
think it
think
was
he's
one
incredible.
transaction all along. It could have been one transaction all along, and they did it in two stages.
Yeah,
They
that's
just couldn't figure out what to give them for Beckham, but they knew it was going to happen.
well. What I heard with the whole thing was that the Giants. I don't know how 100% true this is. I heard that they weren't striking a deal for Odell. They kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and once they offered Jabril Peppers, that was enough. So I'm trying to tell you, I don't know how much they valued Jabril Peppers here. I think they really valued this guy, like highly,
Yeah.
because from everything I've heard and read, I've seen constantly that they were not offering Jabril Peppers. It was Emmanuel Ogba, a first round pick, and another
Yeah.
player. That's what it was for a
ridiculous,
long
yeah.
time, right? It was terrible. So think of it this way: you weren't that far off. So you take out Ogba, you put in a third round pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you put in Peppers.
Right.
Okay, so you took out Ogba, you took out the other player, you added a third, and you put in Peppers. So how highly did they value Peppers here, man?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, what if the 49ers offered us 2 firsts and change?
Well, that I don't know.
We don't know, right?
If one of those first round picks was the number 2 overall, that's a problem.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I can't see that. But you get my point. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah.
saying. You don't know, and how badly was this botched, or was it the best deal available? I can't get myself to believe that that this was the best deal available.
A lot of
I
it
can't get
comes
myself to believe that.
down. A lot of it comes down to Gettleman's preference. So certain players won't play here,
No,
and
yeah, of
that's
course not.
because he doesn't want them to play. He says, "I don't want that guy." If he doesn't want a guy, he's gone. And he's also a guy who doesn't keep guys who aren't producing around very long, like Jerry Reese used to keep a guy for a whole 4 years. Adrian Robinson, he kept him for 4 years. Guy should have been cut after 1 year, maybe two.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. I still, looking back at that, just literally put a terrible taste in my mouth. We'll move on from that.
If you don't get a 4 year scholarship here with Gettleman, either you produce or you go. That's
Yeah,
it. And you can ask anybody in Carolina. The players didn't like him because he wasn't loyal. Well, he says he's loyal to the team. He's not loyal to the players. He's loyal to the players because he gives them a paycheck. That's where the loyalty ends.
yeah, yeah. No, people hated Gettleman, man. Steve Smith was laughing this one off. Oh my
He
god.
may have the last laugh, Gettleman here. If
And he might.
he,
He might.
you don't know who they're going to draft with these picks. You don't know what this trade is going to turn into.
No,
It
that's what
could
I'm
turn
saying.
into a Herschel Walker trade. They could turn this into more picks. They could turn this into more players.
Well, that's why I
Players and
keep
picks.
saying.
Who knows?
That's why I keep making so clear how I've been saying I hate this guy Gettleman. In free agent, I view him as two different people. In free agency, I hate you. Go away. Get fired. Leave. I hate you.
Yeah, some of his free agent pickups have been garbage.
In the draft, I love him. Stay. Come back. Keep doing your
Yeah.
thing. I love him. You know what I mean? So I view him as two different people. And that's why I just said I'm terrified for next year. Like, okay, cool. The Giants will be number one in cap space or maybe number two. Cool. Like, that's exciting. Damn, let's go sign everyone. Like, cool. But god dang, there'll be a 22-year-old that we could really use. And then there'll be a 32-year-old that played for the Panthers. Which one are we signing?
Greg Olson, they're going to bring in.
Yeah, we'll have you say David Njoku's there, and then you got Greg Olson. We're signing Greg Olson.
I'm surprised Kelvin Benjamin isn't on the Giants right now.
Oh God, yeah. Don't even say that. You probably just spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You probably really just did.
Well, he's out of shape, first of all. So
Oh, he's terrible. I don't know what happened
his
to him.
career went right down the tubes.
He had so much potential, man.
Yeah.
Such a good player. Here we are. Such a good player, man.
So
I loved watching him play.
I like the fact that they re-signed a lot of their own, some of their own free agents. Zach Diassi, I'm glad he's back.
Yeah,
I love
sure.
I love Zach Diassi. I can't get enough of him. The guy's a steady presence. Good guy to have on the team. Antonio Hamilton. I'm glad they brought him back. Tony Lippett. I don't know why they brought him back.
No idea. No idea.
But
on
they
that
did.
one. I don't even want to see the contract.
Yeah, it's probably
like,
at the league minimum.
That's what I don't understand, man. Is this stuff adds up? You know what I mean? You got Hamilton, which is a good move. Zach Diassi, which I really don't care.
Yeah.
And then you got Tony Lippett. You add those three up. Low key, how much cap space did you already take from those three moves? It's not going to be
that
crazy.
much, no.
Not crazy, right? But when you don't have a lot as it is, that might be what, 3.5 million that you could have put towards one player. So in my opinion, I like Hamilton. The rest of them, Zach Diassi, dude, I'm over it. Like, he can go. We re-sign him all the time. I don't know why. He's a great locker room guy. He does what he has to do. I
He's
get
good at
it,
his
man,
job. I mean, if they
but
let him
jeez,
go,
man.
somebody else would sign him, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
He'd end
I
up
want to see the
somewhere else.
contract. I want to see the contract. It's
Well,
not going to be crazy.
It's not
But-
going to be great. Yeah, it's not going to be a big amount because I think he was contemplating retirement.
Yeah, maybe like, what, $1 million a year?
Yeah, a little
like
over that, yeah. The fact that they tendered Jalapio was not a shock. Jalapio,
That was a great move.
excuse me.
That was a great move.
He's still rehabbing the ankle. He's a good guy to have. Even
That was
if
a great move. Yeah.
even if he's the backup. And Pulley they signed for 3 years, $9 million.
That was terrible. No, that was bad.
I didn't get that. That
was-
was a shock to me too.
That was bad because that's like a $3 million. I forgot about Pulley. So there you go.
Yeah.
Say we already put $3 million in on the three guys I just told you about. What if Pulley's another $3? That's $6. Jesus, man.
They
You
like
have
him.
$25 million. Now you've already spent $6 on a bunch of rotational guys.
I think
Basically.
I think that Pulley really played well the last 6 weeks of the season.
He played
He started to
enough.
play better.
enough to get a 3-year extension, though.
That's I don't think so. I don't think that he
You know
was
what I
worth
mean?
that. Yeah.
So
But they looked at the
and
centers in the draft, probably, and they said, there's like two or three decent ones. Looked at free agency, probably didn't see much. Realized that Jalapeno might take longer to rehab or may not make it all the way back, for camp, just in time for camp. So they got to have a center. Somebody's got to snap the ball. And they learned the hard way last year by trading away Brett Jones and then Jalapeno getting hurt. They were pretty much lucky that a guy like Pulley was out there on the wire. A guy who had experience. They do have a kid by the
yeah,
name of Evan Brown.
right,
Uh,
right.
I don't know how highly they think of him. He's still here, but obviously they don't think that highly of him because they signed the other two guys. Right?
Yeah, yeah. And Jamin Brown, he's gone. He was signed a pretty big deal.
Yeah, once they got Zeitler, that was it.
Yeah, no, that was I like Jamin Brown only. I only wanted him back if we didn't find someone else. But I'm happy for him. I love Jamin Brown, man.
Yeah,
Good
he
guy.
came in and did a good job, and he's a good guy to have. And the Giants, once they made this trade and Zeitler was in it, and pretty much they didn't pursue Brown at all. And Brown, I don't know what he signed for, 7.5 a year.
He got a lot of money.
That's manageable for a guy of his talents.
Jamin Brown got paid, man. It
Yeah.
gave us a good comp pick, but it got offset with the Tate signing. But that was a good little signing for the Falcons.
I don't know about the comp picks, and I'm not worried about that. You can't really worry about that. You have to build your team.
Yeah, no, we had a fifth comp. We're going to get a third for Landon Collins.
Because we
and that's
got
not gonna get
screwed
offset.
out of one last year. You know that. I mean,
Yeah. Jamin Brown gave us a fifth, and then we lost it with the Tate signing. But we're not going to lose our third from Landon Collins. Nobody's there. That's an $84 million deal.
we haven't signed a player of that caliber.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. So we're going to keep that third.
We're going to get something. But they should have had 2 picks in this last round. And the league sent out a memo, and I have a copy of it, that the Giants were entitled to a compensatory pick. But it wasn't enough. Their score wasn't high enough to get in the top.
I don't know the formula.
The top 32. There's only 32 picks.
Yeah, I don't really know the formula too well.
So they only hand out 32 picks, and it's the top 32 scores of the teams. So that's how you get your picks.
Yeah, it's a little bit. There's a guy on Twitter I follow that does the formula. I'll give you his at.
He's not always right. I know that. I know who you're talking about.
Oh, you do? Okay.
They're not always right because they had the Giants now for a 4th and a 5th, and they ended up with just a 5th.
I think we were supposed to get a 4th, though.
Yeah, so they got a 5th. So that's what they have 3 5th-round picks now. And, good luck. How many 5th-round picks actually have solid NFL careers, percentage-wise? I don't know the answer to that. I'm just asking. Asking out loud.
Probably not good. Yeah, probably not good.
So you get a guy who plays 2-3 years.
Tops. This is random, but I figured I'd put this out here. Ryan Tannehill just got traded to the Titans.
Oh, good for him.
Traded over there to the Titans. 1-year contract.
When he was a rookie, I interviewed him. He's a nice kid.
That's an interesting little pickup right there.
Yeah, I don't think Mariota is cutting it.
You think he's going to replace Mariota?
I don't think Mariota's that good.
I don't think he's going to take.
He's not going to take his job, but anything could happen. Mariota gets hurt, now they have an insurance policy.
Yeah, it's smart. I wonder what they gave up. I know it doesn't involve the Giants. I saw it pop up and thought it was interesting.
It's that time of year. So getting back to the scenarios with Rosen.
Yeah, we got to talk about that in the last 15 here.
I think there's plenty of fire behind the smoke.
Oh, yeah. No, this is legit.
To this
From everything I've heard, it's legit. You know what I mean? They want him. They want Rosen. And a lot of people within the Giants, as you know, and obviously you know a lot as well. And a lot of people had him as their number 1 quarterback last year in the Giants. A lot of people had him over Darnold. I, for one, was one of them. I had Baker first, Rosen second. Mm-hmm. So I think my problem, man, with Rosen is I love him as a player, and I think he'll be really good. problem is he's as a person,
Hmm.
terrible. Terrible. I mean, he is the classic, sorry if this offends anyone, California, like, you know what I mean? Like, got
Yeah,
every kid.
and
I have a buddy. Go
he's
ahead.
in for a culture clash if he comes here. That's for sure.
Yeah, I have a buddy of mine that met him and talked to him. And I tweeted that a lot of people didn't believe me because it's just a friend of mine. Whatever, you don't have to believe me. But I have a close friend of mine that talked to him, and he talked to him a little bit just on the side. You know what I mean? He didn't know he was a Giants fan, whatever. And what Rosen explicitly told him, explicitly, was he was asking. He wanted to talk about football. My friend wanted to talk about football with him, and he had no interest in talking football with him. He wanted to talk about the stock market and financials. That's what he wanted to talk about. And
Yeah,
then they went to talk about football, and he started asking him a few questions. And Rosen again explicitly said he prefers tennis over football, but he was good at football and got stuck in it.
yeah.
That's what he said. And you don't have to believe me, but that's what he
No,
said.
no,
So,
I
you
believe that 1,000% because
know what I mean?
he
So,
grew up a kid, went to UCLA. The father was a famous doctor, and he was a rich kid. So that doesn't mean he's a bad quarterback.
no, but he's a good quarterback. And our line, low key, should be pretty good this year. Our line got
Yeah,
a lot better. You know what I mean? So, if we trade for Rosen, me personally, I don't want to give up any more than a 3. I think a 2 would be not smart. I don't want to give
no,
up a 2.
I don't want to give up a
I want to
two
give
either.
up a 3. I would even do a 3 and a 5. I would do a 3 and a
Yeah,
5.
you
We have
got
4 of
three.
them.
You got 12 picks. You're not gonna use all. You can use them all. They're not all gonna make the team.
Yeah, so I would give it what 3 and a 5,
Yeah, that's good.
maybe a 4 and a 5,
That's what
4 and a
Antonio
4.
Brown, got. So that's what they got for Antonio Brown. So that's good enough for Josh Rosen, if you ask me.
Yeah, and I would give that up, but it's a really conflicting story right now. You know what I mean? A lot of people are saying he's not available right now. It's
Trying to
weird.
drive the price up.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they're saying he's not available. He is. It's definitely weird, but I don't know about you, but I had no knowledge on the whole Giants interested in Tate thing. So they might pop
Nobody
us with
did.
something else. Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, they could surprise us with another one. I think the Rosen one is real though, because some of the people that are talking about it are the people that don't really deal in gossip, and they're kind of talking about it as if it's a reality. I don't know of any other team that would want to trade for him. As I said, New England has a lot of picks. They might trade a pick for him because they don't really have a backup. They have Brian Hoyer, but you know, and Tom Brady's not stepping down anytime soon.
No, hell no. I could see Brady going for another 3 years.
Yeah, and, I think Brady, like I told Craig, I think Brady's not going to tell anybody he's retiring. One day he's going to wake up and say, "That's it, I'm done."
Yeah,
And
he'll be the type. Yeah, that's very spontaneous.
yeah,
His body's not going to slow down. He's not going to slow down. But one morning he'll just be like, "All right, I'm
that's
done."
it. Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
they
And I
want to
don't
be
know when
ready
that's
for
going to
that.
be.
They want to be ready
And
for that.
he's going to go out on a high note. He'll win another Super Bowl before he retires.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
There's no way he doesn't. They'll win another one. It's ridiculous. But yeah, Rosen, man, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to have him, like I said, as a player, as a
Yeah.
person. I don't really know if I want him leading my team, man. I don't know.
Well, I
You know what
think
I
he
mean? I could
learned a
see him.
lot as when he got to Arizona. He was flying solo out there most of those games. I've been
Yeah,
watching tapes of those games, videos of those games, and they gave him no help whatsoever. They had no
no, yeah, his
running
line was
game.
the worst in the
The
NFL.
line was terrible. He moves very well and throws the ball on the run very well. I was shocked.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. As a player, he's great. He's really good. You know what I mean?
And
He's really
he didn't complain. He took the hits and got right up. He doesn't look like he has a powerful frame, but he withstood some really big hits, man. I tell you, he got right up every time.
yeah, yeah. He was getting rocked, man.
It wasn't like he got up and was yelling at the line or whatever. He just took the next snap and moved forward. So I think teams see that. Maybe he's mature now. He's got a year under his belt, and he understands what it's like, the NFL life is like, and he knows what to say and what not to say now.
And that's if that's the case, then cool, bring him on. You know what I mean? Bring him on. Bring him here.
And
Let's find out.
why they don't want him anymore out there is, I think it's just a change of offensive philosophy.
Agree. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's a personal thing. They
No.
would have made that clear.
No, and because he's cheap, they could just keep him. I mean, he's not costing them anything, and they've already paid him.
Yeah, I would keep him as a backup. Shit, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why not? But I don't think they have a lot of picks, so I think they want to get picks.
They want to get some capital in return. If they
Yeah, I don't
get
think
Murray,
they
and
have
I think
much.
the Murray thing is real. With the first pick, I think Murray's going to go. You know, I don't think Cliff Kingsbury has a very good poker face.
Yeah, I mean, if they end up, their smartest move would be to trade him before the draft. Obviously, if they held on to him and draft Murray, Rosen's value is going to be a joke, because then he's going to be traded as a backup quarterback. No matter how old he is, no matter the salary, he's going to be traded as a backup quarterback. They lose all their leverage.
But nobody will trade for him.
Yeah, if they trade for him now,
yeah.
you know, if they trade him now, they'll get value.
Yes.
If they trade him after the draft, he'll be like a 6th-round pick, literally.
There'll be very few takers after the draft, because whoever needs a quarterback will get one.
Exactly. There's that too.
Except for the Giants.
Yeah, except for the Giants is exactly right.
No,
exactly.
We got a few minutes left, and
right.
I don't like what I'm hearing about Daniel Jones and the Giants with that 17th pick. I don't know what you've heard.
Yeah, I have.
I don't like it.
It's real. It's real.
I know it's probably real. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that thought he was going to the Redskins. Well, you know, I don't think that's a thing anymore. It still might be. I just don't think that's really a thing anymore. And if he's there and we didn't take a quarterback at 6, it would not surprise me if they took him. I don't hate Daniel Jones. I think he is a lot better than Drew Lock. I think he's a lot better than Will Grier.
Yeah.
I don't hate him, but he's the only reason why he's a 1st-round quarterback right now is because of the draft. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if he went next year, he would go in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would go in the 3rd round if he went next year. You know what I mean? But because he's in this draft, he's going to go in the 1st round. He will go in the 1st round. Either maybe Dolphins. I think they're going to take Drew Lock, but I don't know. I don't know where he'll go. I really don't know. But he ain't going to slip out of the 1st round.
What about the Redskins? They're not going to take a quarterback now?
Well, that's what I just said. That's what I was referring to. Like the Redskins, I thought for sure they were going to take him. I thought for sure Daniel Jones was a Redskin, like already. Like I thought it was done.
Yeah.
But, you know, obviously Case Keenum is not their starter going forward long term.
Well, they need somebody. They don't have any quarterbacks.
Yeah, all they have is Case Keenum.
Yeah.
So I see them. I don't know. I see them kind of waiting a little bit longer or waiting until next year and going big on, like the Giants said they would if we didn't go quarterback this year. They'll give up a haul for next year. I see them doing the same thing. I see them riding with Case Keenum this year and giving up a haul to move up to the first 3 picks next year.
Yeah, and if the Giants don't watch themselves, they won't have to move up. They might already be there.
we could just be sitting there. Yep.
They better be careful. But we'll know by Sunday
close.
If Eli's coming back, and I think that's 90% certain that he is. I'd be shocked if, like I said, if they released him outright.
Yeah, no. If Sunday passes and he's still a Giant, as you said, he's a Giant. You know what I mean? Like it's done.
Yeah, and he's playing.
But yeah, he's starting. Yeah, exactly. If Sunday passes, he's a Giant. He's starting. It's done.
I wouldn't mind that at all. I mean, they should just come right out and say it, though. You know, they're saying, "Oh, we love Eli," but they're not saying, "Is he going to be?" When asked, "Is he going to be your starter this year?" Nobody has. They don't have an answer because they don't know. I think they're still trying to whittle him down to try to get him to take a pay cut. That's what I still think they're working on that.
I just don't think they'll ask him to take one. That's my problem. I can't see them being like Eli. We take a pay cut, and he will. I think he would. As you said, he's one of the richest players to ever play. I think he would take a pay cut.
Yeah, if he doesn't take the pay cut, he will be the richest player to ever play.
Think about it this way. This is where I don't hate on him for it. If you're getting a lot of money and nobody's asking you to lose something, are you going to go up and be like, "Hey guys,
no,
pay cut"?
You wouldn't do that because the union would crucify you if you did that.
Yeah, it's like, "Hey guys, I'll lose some money." I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, it would be cool. Like that would definition of a team player. Like he has plenty of money. Like, hey, go up and say, "I want to help this team." Now he has a lot of collateral. You know what I mean? He could be like, I'm going to take a pay cut, but I need you to do this, and maybe they will. I don't really know.
You can't do that in baseball. Remember A-Rod tried to do that? They wouldn't let him do it.
I remember that. Yeah,
they wouldn't let him do it. And with the Giants, and you can take the pay cut, but it has to be deferred. You know what I'm saying? So that's why cutting him and signing him back to a lower salary is probably the only way they can get around that.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on it. You know what I mean? I'm keeping my eye on it. I don't know. I'm keeping my eye on it, and we'll see what the heck happens. Like you said, we'll know by Sunday.
We will, and there's probably a lot more trading or whatever else going on. Gettleman loves to trade.
Yeah, I feel like there's something else happening right now. I mean, we have so many picks. It would be disgusting if we didn't make a move up or we didn't trade for a player with all, because these GMs in the NFL value 5th-round picks like they're gold, and I don't know why.
No.
Like, you could literally give up a 5th-round pick and get a 22-year-old stud. Like, that's why I was mad about the Jabril thing, because I think if we offered a 4th for Jabril, we could have got him. So it's kind of like, eh. But they value these picks like they're golden. Like, you can give up a 5th and a 5th for, like, a god. Like, I don't understand it. So if I was a GM in the NFL and I had 12 picks and a lot of them I knew I wasn't going to use for a starter, man, I'm wheeling and dealing right now. Like, I'm calling everyone. Hey, what you got available?
They have to wait for free agency, like the first 2.5, 3 waves to go. And then teams will look around and say, we still could use this or that or whatever. And, here comes Gettleman.
Yeah, we'll see. Here comes Gettleman is right.
Ringing your phone, because that's what he's doing. I think he's waiting everybody out.
Yeah, we'll see if his plan comes together.
But they got to create some more cap space.
They got to do a lot.
They're not doing anything.
And we'll see, man. We will see. That's it.
All right. So you have anything you'd like to say to the audience? We know your Twitter handle is @everythingnyg.
Right.
And you're very active, and you're usually on at night, right?
Oh yeah, man, I'm on all day.
All day and night, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm on tweeting all day long, all night. Whenever something pops through, I can guarantee you I'll be one of the first ones tweeting it. I'm with you. I'm there for it. So come through and check me out, and if you like the account, give me a follow, man.
Yeah, and you're welcome back on the program anytime, and you will be right around draft time, I guess. We'll talk again.
Yeah, of course. I'm looking forward to it, man.
I don't think the draft order is going to stay, static right now. I think it's going to change a lot between now and then. We'll still see some deals, and I think the Giants will be a big part of that.
I agree, and I'm looking forward to finding out what the heck happens and getting back on the show with you, man. I appreciate you having me, as always.
Excellent. Okay, Rob, thanks for coming on, and this has been the Giants Guys, and thanks for listening.
All right, John. Thank you, everyone.